Welcome children to the educational channel. Now today in science we are going to discuss the lesson environment of 10th standard CBSE. Now you might be listening from your parents that our environment was not such. That is, the previous environment was much more different. It was the healthier environment, and today you will find that the environment is not suitable. That is, there are constant changes going on, and these constant changes are not good. So now in this topic we are going to study some of the environmental issues. Now what are these environmental issues? The main thing, the responsible for these environmental issues is about the waste. Today you will find that continuously waste is added in the environment. Now why is this waste added? What should be done? Now if the waste is collected, what should be done of that waste? Direct, indirect, that waste has to go in the environment. But this waste, if it is in a limit, that can be recycled. So what was the condition in the previous days? Was there no waste? Were they not putting this in the environment? Yes, there was lots of waste. They were putting it in the environment, but there was limit to the waste, and hence it was recycled. For example, if the wastewater is put in the water bodies, what will happen? If the wastewater is put in the water bodies, the solid waste that is eaten up by the animals in the aquatic, by the animals in the sea, and the water is continuously moving, and because of this oxygen gets mixed into the waste. Because of this air, because of this atmosphere, the natural purification process was taking place. But nowadays lots of waste is added, and as lots of waste is added, it becomes very difficult for the natural purification process, and hence it cannot be purified. Hence that is an environmental issue. Now as this waste is added, along with that the medical waste and the e-waste is also too much. Now in this waste you can say there are two types, that is the biodegradable waste and the non-biodegradable waste. If we talk about the biodegradable waste, that is, it can be totally, completely finished by the help of bacteria or the microorganisms. That is the biodegradable waste. But if we talk about the non-biodegradable waste, example plastic, it cannot come to an end. Though you burn it or you bury it in the, if you burn it, it will not completely burn and it will create the pollution. And if you bury it in the ground, after many years, if you again dig the ground, and you will find that no, it is as it is. It means it cannot be decomposed. Whatever we eat, that contains carbon, and that are the substances that can be biodegradable. We cannot eat coal because that cannot be broken down. So the substances which cannot be broken down by any process, by the bacteria or the microorganisms, they are the biodegradable. They are the non-biodegradable waste, and this non-biodegradable waste is the environmental issue today. Now in this topic, let us study the components of the ecosystem. Now you all know that the components of the ecosystem are the living and the non-living. The living are called as biotic and the non-living are called as abiotic. Now this abiotic and the biotic, they have the interaction, and because of this interaction, there is a new term formed that is called as ecology. Ecology is just the interaction between the biotic and the abiotic factors. If you talk about the biotic factors, then the plants, animals, human and all the microorganisms are the biotic factors. But if you talk about the abiotic, then your atmosphere, climate, temperature, wind, water, soil, etc., mountain, all these are in the abiotic environment. Now this biotic and the abiotic, they interact with each other. That is, the plants take up the mineral from the soil. They prepare the food, and that food is taken up by the other animals, and that animals utilize it for their own growth, and in return they give some waste products in the environment. That is the biotic and the abiotic. Continuously there is interaction, and because of this interaction, ecosystem is formed. So now let us talk about the biotic. Now biotic, that is all the living organisms. They have to take everything from the abiotic factors. So abiotic is more important. The abiotic decides which living organisms can survive alive in that environment. So abiotic are very important. And using this abiotic factors like the minerals, zinc, phosphorus, sulfur or the nitrogen and the carbon, using this abiotic, the photosynthesis process is done by the plants. Now these plants, they prepare the food and they supply it to the other organisms. So here the biotic are again divided into producers, consumers and the decomposers. Producers, here the green plants are the producers, and the consumers are those organisms that just consume the plants. They eat the plants. Now these are the consumers. After the death of the consumers, these consumers are acted upon by the decomposers and they are completely finished. They come to an end because of the decomposers. So decomposers are very important because they are the cleansing agent. They are the cleaners. They are the scavengers. They just clean the environment. Now till here we have just finished the introduction of the lesson. Now in the next video we are going to study the food chain and the food web. Thank you.